Hey, welcome back to my channel. Nosy Housefrau here, sticking my nose in on a few various topics, but it's really all just going to be random because I'm going to have a more structured video tomorrow, probably. Probably. I might do a road trip, and if I do, you're all coming. You're coming with me. So today I got my wonky t-shirt in the mail, letting my fangirl flag fly, or as I like to call it, pajamas, because I'm going to sleep in them. Oh, these are pajamas because it's from a drama channel. Anyway, I really do like to support people's merch, even if they have a lot of ads. If it's somebody I like, I will support their merchandise. And why not? We got to keep these people in Louis Vuitton. Anyway, I got so much done on a Friday night. Normally, I just come home and crash, and I go, everything will wait till tomorrow. But I wanted to get the jump on the weekend, so I got the house clean. I did laundry. I even did some yard work. And it's probably thanks to this coffee that my friend got me from Puerto Rico. The coffee is Puerto Rican, and it's called Grande Alto, which is, according to the can, it is the coffee of popes and kings. So hopefully I'm not drinking something that has been stolen from the Vatican. I told my friend Metamorphasis Rox in her live stream yesterday that I would give her my review of this coffee, and my review is it is excellent. Honestly, I didn't do it as weak as I would normally make coffee because I wanted to taste it in its natural, robust state that it was intended for. So I guess I watered it down a little bit. I take a little coffee with my cream, but it's actually a very robust. I don't think I've ever described anything as robust before, but it is a robust, full-flavored, sassy coffee that has had me wired. And I usually crash from coffee, but that's okay because I got to go get my husband later. I can't just go right to bed, and normally, I wouldn't. But now I'm fine. I'm not even really that high on the caffeine. A lot of people would say you get a little too caffeinated, and then you get a little too hyper, but I'm really fine. I got a few things done. I got my dog here. I did my house. I did my car, but I'm all right. And we got the paramedic on speed dial, I think, and back to a calmer place. Calmer but wired. I also had a lot of fun playing with my makeup, as you may be able to see on my face still. I've been having fun with this thing, and it might be the leading contender for my next giveaway after the March Jeffree Star giveaway. If everybody agrees that this one should be the next one, it seems to be popular. There's only one thing I don't love about this palette, and that is the velvet cover. I have something called Haptodysphoria. Have you heard of it? I cannot stand the touch of anything velvety or peach fuzzy. It's actually, they say rare that people have that, but I have it, which kind of makes me glad because typically I'm so middle of the road on everything that I'm kind of glad to have something unusual. I have Haptodysphoria. I'll put a link below in case anybody wants to see that, or if you think I just made that up. Like, oh, she said a word that's not a word. Is she maybe she does need that paramedic. So I am going to do another Jeffree Star palette giveaway for the blood sugar kit. The first one I sent off has almost arrived. I sent off 2 gifts. One was a set of brushes, and that person did get theirs. I've been following the tracking of the Jeffree Star brushes. When I get the next one, hopefully soon, I'm going to do that giveaway, and that one is going to be a video specific to that giveaway, and anyone in the comments will be included, and I'm going to try to include as many comments as I can in general, but I'm going to also do a live drawing, and I want to say my videos for the giveaways haven't done as well as my drama videos. You people like the tea. You're my kind of people. And I do have a little bit of tea. I saw something on Twitter. I've been very sucked into the vortex of Twitter lately. And although I believe in being captain of your own ship and steering away from things you don't like on the internet so that you can have the best experience possible, I do dip my toe in the drama, as you know. So I saw something today that really upset me. It was a post by Negs, Stay Negative. Okay, so it's been a minute. I have my wrap on because I had to go get hubby, and it's chilly out there. Got my pajamas on under those, and I have my Puerto Rican Estallion coffee from Puerto Rico. Thank you to my friend Lori, who went to San Juan and brought this back for me. It's delicious, and it's going to keep me up for 3-4 days. So this tweet by Stay Negative, and we're on the border on Twitter, is in response to Trump and his saying that video games and the violence in video games is responsible for shaping young people's thoughts, and we have to do something about maybe what they're seeing, is what Trump had to say. And in response to that, Neg said, how about we just beat the shit out of these insufferable brats for a change, instead of them letting them wear makeup and be whatever gender they feel like? What the hell was he on when he tweeted that? And he got a lot of backlash for it, as you can imagine. And why wouldn't he? I mean, that's a terrible thing to say. I mean, it is not only hostile and violent to suggest beating any kids. And by the way, this is in response to, as you know, the Florida shootings. So this is, you're directly talking about those kids. All kids doesn't make it okay. I don't know about you, but I really like young people. When I go up to Ann Arbor, which is a place I like to visit in Michigan, the young people there at college they're like happy puppies. They're all so sweet and friendly, and they still have so much ahead of them. I like their energy. And certainly there are exceptions to the rules. I don't like entitled children. I don't like brats. I just don't happen to think they're in the majority. And even if I did, I wouldn't remotely, on my worst day, think of hostile violence, like beat them. We know that's never worked. It's not my theory. It doesn't work. And it's quite frankly a screwed up thing to say. But that whole second tweet really kind of implies that the stalkers were just taking what he said out of context or misconstruing it, when in fact there was no good way to say it. How do you backpedal on a comment like that? Oh, the stalkers are just looking for something. I wasn't saying we should beat all kids or, just the faggots. I mean, what are you saying? There's no good way to look at what that tweet said. It was bigoted and closed-minded, and it was a hostility and a violence I'm just so not comfortable with towards anyone. What happened to you? That's all I kept thinking reading these tweets. What happened to you? There was a time when I liked watching Stay Negative. I thought he was rough around the edges, but I thought he dropped some truth bombs that I liked. And then little things started trickling in. I hadn't listened for a while. He was kind of angry, and I backed off from that, but I still liked him, and I still followed him on Twitter, and accept people. I don't expect people to conform to this exact idea of who I think they're supposed to be, and then when they disappoint me, I don't like them anymore. It doesn't work like that. You have to really do something that I find unconscionable, or just be catty and petty. At any rate, he was talking, and I swear at first I thought I didn't hear right. He was like, I'm not talking about Sandy Hook. I mean, I don't know if that was fake or not. I don't have enough information. And I went, what? My ear went up like a dog. Did he just say that? I'm like, oh, maybe I didn't hear that right. And I didn't think too much about it. It was kind of stuck in the back of my mind. I'm like, maybe he was joking. And then somebody else had a clip up that I saw where he was talking about Peter Monn. And he said about those allegations. And I won't say what it is. I don't like when people put the title of something. I saw something that said so-and-so is not a pedophile, and it was another YouTuber. And I was like, do not give the creeps who started that rumor, don't give them the satisfaction of linking that person's name with that word. There are people who do not deserve to ever have their name said in the same sentence as that word. But that was somebody else. Getting back to Peter Monn and what Negs had to say. I was watching a video, and he said, it's been my experience, and I'm paraphrasing here, but basically he said, it's been my experience that when somebody, is denying it that much or saying that much about it, that was his complaint, by the way, that Peter Monn was just going on and on and on about that little accusation. And his feeling was that a person wouldn't be that vehemently against it if there wasn't something to it. That did it for me. I was like, are you kidding me? First of all, you're not even right. Because you can ask anybody, you can ask interrogators, you can ask profilers, and they will tell you innocent people are angry. I learned this when I was 19. I was working at Disney World, and I was working on the glow carts and going around on all these carts, and somebody was stealing. And I came to work one day and somebody said, just follow me. So I went in and I sat in, and an interrogator talked to me out of nowhere, asking me a bunch of questions. And I was furious. I had, and this is a really long story made short, but I had returned a girl's wallet with money in it when I was hungry. The one time in my life I was hungry. And if I didn't steal then, I never would. And this was on the heels of that. And I was just so mad because I was thinking, who would even suggest that I would do that? I was mad that somebody would look at me and think I was a criminal or dishonest or a liar. I really, really dislike being accused of something I didn't do. And it's happened to me more than once. It's maddening. And so I get mad for other people when it happens to them because I have empathy. So I was really mad when somebody decided, and I can't tell you his name, but his initials are John Cookian, that it would be a good idea to smear somebody by attaching their name to that word. That's the goal, to make that person forever attached to that word. You don't even have to believe it. It doesn't have to be true. The goal is to make somebody believe it. The goal is to make that person always fear that somebody will believe it. And I won't give the Cookians of the world the satisfaction of their manipulation working. And I was really mad for Peter Monn. Now, when I was at Disney and the interrogator was talking to me, I meant to tell you, he left the room, he came back in, and he said, I know you didn't do it. And I said, I was actually still mad. I was like, how do you know I didn't do it? I was thinking, you don't know I didn't do it. You're just saying that or something, you know. And he goes, well, for one, you're mad. Innocent people get mad. And I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. And again, I was 19 at the time. So it was an interesting life lesson. And it happens to be pretty true. And I really resented, and I thought this is so out there of Negs to say, to even hint or suggest that there must possibly be some truth to it because he's denying it so profusely. That was one of the shittiest things I've ever heard a YouTuber say about somebody else. How would you feel if that was you and people are saying, because you're so mad, it must be true. There must be some truth to it. That's what your experience taught you. According to him, that's what his experience taught me. What experiences has this guy had that he thinks kids should be beaten and people who deny stuff are probably guilty of it? Peter Monn was livid because he's innocent, because that is a horrific thing to be accused of. And it's just like grief. You can't really gauge how angry somebody should be about being treated like that. You shouldn't judge somebody based on that. And it was, the other thing is you didn't even have to dig deep to see how ridiculously, blatantly false it was. So when he got on board with that, that did it for me. I was just like, you know, you don't even have to like somebody to be mad that that happened to them. And isn't that the measure of who we are? That we don't just decide that somebody did or didn't do something based on whether or not we like their face, whether or not we like the way they vlog. If we think they're too big for their britches, maybe they've got too many subs and they don't like. All of those things should be out of your mind when seeking the truth and saying, is this true? Is this not true? And when somebody has been falsely accused of something the way Peter Monn was, everybody should be angry because that could be any of us. But instead of getting that kind of understanding because of who was in his circle, because of who Peter Monn was associated with, maybe because of, you know, not being friendly in any other way, because of that, he felt comfortable saying something like that, saying that there must be truth to it. And he feels comfortable saying that young kids are horrible and should be beaten. Kids whose friends were shot up, I guess, are just brats, entitled brats. I guess you have to throw yourself in front of a door and get shot 5 times. And that would be the proper beating for an entitled little brat. And let's make this point clear. That had nothing to do with the comment he made that was highly homophobic, saying wearing makeup and being whatever gender they feel like. Everybody is whatever gender they feel like. That has nothing to do with anything. But saying that, what did it? Instead of letting them wear makeup and be whatever gender they feel like, they should be beaten. And you can't backpedal on that. You can't say people are taking you out of context. The stalkers, as you call them. I'm not a stalker. Somebody put that in my timeline. And I still think there is something not right with you to make comments like that with no filter. So let me know what you think. Am I being too hard on Negs? I feel like I'm not. I think he says a lot of wonderful things and then he'll say something horrific. And we're only as good as our worst deeds. I really was reluctant to say anything about him for a long time because I know he suffered an unimaginable loss. And I have to take into consideration that that could be affecting this hostility and how he's feeling and perhaps needs an outlet and might be having trouble dealing with something I can't even imagine dealing with. I've had a hard enough time with my dog. But does that make it okay to say homophobic, closed-minded things? It's a slippery slope. But let me know what you think. I look forward to your comments. I look forward to vlogging again very soon this weekend, tomorrow. Until then, I will be enjoying my coffee, my delicious Alto Grande, the coffee of popes and kings. And it is really tasty. And I have to tell you, if Puerto Rico did steal this from the Vatican, totally worth it. That.